A significant and important moment was recently witnessed at the Royal Palace in Riyadh. Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman signed an important defense agreement. The most special aspect of this agreement is that if one country is attacked, it will be considered an attack on both countries. That is, if Pakistan is attacked, Saudi Arabia will stand for its defense, and if Saudi Arabia is attacked, Pakistan will also stand with it in the war. This can be called a new form of mutual security guarantee. But the question is, why was this agreement made now? In fact, tensions have been rising rapidly across West Asia in recent days. Israel attacked Qatar, further destabilizing the regional politics. On the other hand, America's security guarantees no longer seem as strong and reliable as they used to be. America's priorities are increasingly focused on the Asia-Pacific and China, while Middle Eastern countries feel they may be left isolated. In such a time, Saudi Arabia has formally made a defense agreement with Pakistan, a nuclear-armed country. For the first time, this clearly indicates that Saudi Arabia is reshaping its security strategy. The relationship between Saudi Arabia and Pakistan is not new. The ties between the two countries are deep-rooted and have lasted for decades. In the 1960s, Pakistan sent its army to Saudi Arabia. In 1979, when there was a terrorist attack on the Grand Mosque in Mecca, Pakistan's army helped Saudi Arabia. In 1982, a formal security cooperation agreement was signed between the two countries, and since then, Pakistan has continuously trained Saudi Arabia's army, supplied arms, and acted as an advisor on security matters. This agreement marks a new chapter in those relations, but this time the scope and depth have increased significantly. From Pakistan's perspective, this agreement is very significant. Its economic condition is currently very poor. Inflation, foreign debt, and political instability have weakened Pakistan. At such a time, the defense agreement with Saudi Arabia will not only enhance security cooperation but also increase the possibility of economic aid. Saudi Arabia has already provided billions of dollars in assistance to Pakistan. This agreement will give Pakistan the assurance that Saudi Arabia will stand by it in times of crisis, and in return, it could receive economic assistance, investment, and oil supply. On the other hand, Saudi Arabia's interest in Pakistan is different. Pakistan is one of the few nuclear powers in the world. Saudi Arabia does not possess nuclear weapons itself, but it has long been accused of trying to benefit from Pakistan's nuclear weapons program if needed. Though this has never been formally acknowledged, the perception persists. Additionally, Saudi Arabia has continuously faced challenges from Iran. The Houthi rebels in Yemen, who are backed by Iran, often attack Saudi Arabia. Rising tensions with Israel have also placed Saudi Arabia in an insecure situation. In this context, the agreement with Pakistan will provide Saudi Arabia with a strategic security shield. Now the question is, what will be the impact of this agreement on India? India and Saudi Arabia's relations have deepened significantly over the past 2 decades. The 2006 Delhi Declaration and the 2010 Riyadh Declaration laid the foundation for a strategic partnership between the two countries. In 2016, Saudi Arabia awarded Prime Minister Narendra Modi its highest civilian honor, signaling that it considers India a key partner in regional politics. Today, India is Saudi Arabia's second-largest trade partner, with an annual trade of nearly $43 billion. India is also highly dependent on Saudi Arabia for energy. Saudi Arabia has supported India several times. It strongly condemned the Pulwama terrorist attack. However, during the Balakot airstrike, Saudi Arabia kept quiet and did not take any side. This clearly indicates that Saudi Arabia wants to maintain a balance in its relations with both India and Pakistan. Both countries are strategically important to it. The Indian government responded to this new agreement by stating that it was already aware that something like this could happen. India made it clear that it will study the finer aspects of the agreement and assess its impact on India's security and regional peace. This means India is cautious but does not want to react hastily. In conclusion, three major outcomes of this agreement are clearly visible. First, Pakistan wants to gain both economic and military power from this agreement. Second, Saudi Arabia wants to strengthen its security against threats like Iran and Israel. And third, India will need to handle this new equation very carefully so that its relationship with Saudi Arabia remain intact while its strategic concerns regarding Pakistan remain secure. The US has revoked the exemption given to India regarding sanctions on Iran's Chabahar port effective from 29 September 2025. This exemption was initially granted in 2018, allowing India to trade with Afghanistan and Central Asia, bypassing Pakistan. However, under the Trump's administration's maximum pressure policy, this exemption has now been ended. India has invested nearly 200 crore rupees in the Shahid Beheshti terminal at Chabahar. In recent years, there has been a rapid increase in the movement of ships and containers here. National Security Advisor Ajit Doval had also recently discussed increasing cooperation with the Iranian leadership. But the new US sanctions could pose a significant challenge to India's regional connectivity and strategic plans. The United Nations Security Council saw an important proposal regarding the Gaza war being vetoed again by the US. This proposal was supported by 14 out of 15 countries and called for an immediate, unconditional and permanent ceasefire in Gaza, along with the release of all prisoners from Hamas and other organizations' captivity and the lifting of restrictions on humanitarian aid. For the first time, the proposal described Gaza's humanitarian situation as devastating. However, the US blocked it, siding with Israel. This is likely to deepen the ongoing crisis in Gaza, where millions are already suffering from hunger and displacement. A strong earthquake hit near Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula early Friday morning. The US Geological Survey recorded its magnitude at 7.8, while Russia initially reported it as 7.2. A tsunami warning was issued for the region's eastern coast. Kamchatka's governor Vladimir Solodov mentioned that people are being warned, but no damage has been reported yet. The US tsunami warning system stated that there is no major threat. It's worth noting that a powerful earthquake with a magnitude of 8.8 occurred in the same region on 29 July, which was one of the largest earthquakes in the world. At that time, tsunami warnings were issued for Russia, Japan, Alaska, Guam, Hawaii, and many Pacific islands, and several coastal areas were evacuated. Viewers, let us now end the discussion and note today's question. What could be the potential impact of the Pakistan-Saudi Defence Agreement on India-Saudi relations? What cautious steps does India need to take in its foreign policy?
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.